Hey buddy, the McGregor Kingdom here, and welcome to the Kingdom. Hope you all have a nice day. I really appreciate doing all these videos, and I really appreciate how much awesomeness that I'm getting from it. y'all are incredible. Y'all are amazing. It's so fun just making videos, and you guys enjoy the videos. And I love making real talks because it's just me, just kind of talking just about whatever y'all talk about. It's like impromptu speech, kind of. Y'all just kind of give me a topic, and then I just talk real, uncensored, unfiltered, unscripted. I just talk about real life, that's related to the topic. And I think it's really cool that all of you guys are really enjoying it, and it means so much to me. So make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And let's get this Real Talk episode 9 on the road. Man, we're going so far. All right, enjoy the episode. So when I first started Real Talk, I just wanted to do topics and stuff. There we go. I just want to do topics and stuff over just things y'all have questions about, and so I went as real as I could. Now lately I've been getting a lot of controversial topics, so now I'm gonna get a little more controversial. There's always two opinions. There's always two sides of the story. I'm just gonna tell you mine. So people ask, how important is freedom of the press in a healthy society? And I think it's ultimately a good question. Freedom of the press is a right. It's First Amendment right. It's freedom of press, speech, religion, to get together, or a committee. Those are some of the things that we get the freedom of. So the freedom of press is a right that people have. They have a right to share, to create a story that they believe is the story, and to share it, and to not be canceled or not to be sustained or killed for saying what they believed through a story, through press. That's pretty much freedom of the press. So that's what it is. You can create a story and stuff like on YouTube and stuff. You can make videos or create a story that you want, show the story, share it to the world, and then not have to worry about dying because of it. That's freedom of the press. You can say what you want. You can write a story about what you want, show the world, and because of that freedom, you don't have to get hung up in public. This is what makes America amazing. All right, that's just what makes America awesome. A lot of people who hate America, they should probably love it, because they have the right to say they hate America, and they don't have to get strung up in public. A lot of countries, if you said I hate this country, in that country, they'd hang you up. They kill you. For me, since I'm a religious guy, if people saw me with a Bible in some countries, they'd kill me on the spot or public execution or something. So America is great with this freedom of the press, and I think that the freedom of the press is the whole right itself is being more forgotten. I feel like people are forgetting that you have the right to say what you want on press and to not have it be canceled, because everyone's canceling these things these days. And it's not okay. It's not right. It's literally unconstitutional. It's the First Amendment right. We have the freedom of press. And the reason why I say this is because I know it's not just YouTube. It's all social media, like Instagram, Snapchat, all this stuff, where you can get banned. You can get canceled. You can get, permanently banned from just saying what you believe and putting it out for the people to see. I used to do that on Snapchat a few times, and now I do not have Snapchat anymore because I kept on getting temporarily banned from posting so-and-so thing. And it's unconstitutional. And it's not right by any means, and so the freedom of the press is great for a healthy society. You want a healthy society? Freedom of the press. Because it shows what a person thinks, and it might help others to relate, and it might help other people to kind of see what someone else is believing, to at least understand, to comprehend what they're saying, and not just not just picking sides and ignoring and canceling the rest. It actually allows you to hear and to see what they're seeing. So, I mean, in the end, we all understand our views, and that would be a great first step for a healthy society, is at least understanding where we're coming from. Instead of, I'm right, you're wrong, you know, right, left, black, white, whatever you want to call it, whatever division is going on. If you understand what the other side's coming from, that's a great first step. If both sides did this, it'd be amazing for a healthy society. And the freedom of the press can allow you to do that. But nowadays, it often gets canceled quite a bit. So that's my opinion on how freedom of the press is healthy for a society and why it's healthy for society. And not only healthy, but kind of essential. You know, it's very essential for a society to have in order to be free, the land of the free, you know. Anyway, that's my reply to that thing. On to the next question. So, I am not a big history guy per se. I know some things about history very well, some things I don't know quite as well. But I do know a lot of wars, attacks, battles, all that stuff. I could tell you a lot about them. And one of the things that I often get asked is not big, long time history. It happened fairly recently, but before I was born, is the 9/11 terrorist attack. And so people ask me, they say, what do you think would happen to society if the 9/11 terrorist attack never happened? And I think that's a really good question. And so I would like to dive deep into that to get real. In full realism, obviously the Twin Towers would still be active. They wouldn't have. It wasn't just the Twin Towers, by the way. It was like the White House was going to be destroyed, and other places going to be destroyed as well. So all that damage and stuff would not have been caused. Therefore, we would have more money since we didn't rebuild the other buildings that were damaged. So that would help with our, at least a little bit, with our debts problem that we currently have. So ultimately I'm saying it would be great, because that means more people will live. It means more people will now get to see their families another day, you know. However, if 9/11 did not happen, there would have been another day when air flight security was not strict at all. That's what it was before 9/11. Now after 9/11, it's so strict because they don't want the same thing to happen twice. Because we learned through 9/11, all those people who have passed away, who have died, and all the buildings that were destroyed, it did not go in vain. We now have like really, really good security for airplane flights. If 9/11 did not happen, it would still be loose security, and you could pretty much just get in the flight. Now, eventually, somebody is going to do something. It's something bad. They're either going to bomb a plane, or they're going to try another terrorist attack somewhere else, somewhere in the near future at that time. I'm not saying 9/11 was great. I'm just saying that it sounds really bad for me to say, but it had to happen so that people learned to get better security for airplanes. So if 9/11 did not happen, there was going to be another terrorist somewhere, somehow, that got on a fly all willy-nilly and did something very similar to 9/11 by terrorizing. I mean, it could be just bombing a plane, or it could be like legit going for another building. A terrorist attack was bound to happen because of the loose security. Now, if it weren't for 9/11, it happened later, sure. But how much later is hard to tell. But it would inevitably happen, though, because, as I talked about before, human nature. If I can do it, should I do it? And well, if it was low security and you got on a plane with just anything you had on, then the temptation takes over some people, and then that's how the whole 9/11 thing happened. It's because the airplane security was so low, and now it's really strict. And that's how we learned, you know. This is how we got better as America and as a society. All those people that died, it brought us closer together. Sadly, we're divided. But our airplane security is now way better than what it was before. And this allows more safety. This allows people not to die. And I feel so bad for people who lost their family in 9/11, or like just witnessing that in general. Would it, like, I can't imagine. It's horrible. But it was necessary to happen so that we could have better security for airplanes. I know it's weird to say, and it kind of sounds weird, but I hope you guys understand that because of this, we now have better security. But society would inevitably be the same because a terrorist was bound to attack at some given point. It just happened to be 9/11 that day. Moving on to the next question. So I love to get real with y'all. So I'm gonna give you guys a warning. This is real. Okay, like, we're gonna talk about suicide. So just want to give you guys a heads up. This is gonna be a real talk. And it's sad because I've kind of been in that point where the thoughts come to your mind. But people often ask me, they say, should the government like make laws against hurting yourself, self-harm? And when someone asks that to you, they're more than likely either thinking about self-harm, doing self-harm, or planning on self-harm to where they're going to kill themselves. And so should the government make a law that's against it? It's a great question. It really is. But as much as I would love that to be like a law or something, the fact is you can't enforce it. I mean, people hide this stuff so well sometimes. And as they said in human nature, if someone says not to do something, you tend to want to do it more. But the thing about self-harm and stuff is that it's so damaging, not only to yourself, but to the ones that like truly love and truly do care about you. But you just can't tell. You just can't see it. And it hurts so many people when you cause self-harm. And the fact is, if you ever catch somebody doing self-harm then the best solution isn't to throw them in jail or anything, or to give them a fine. It's to get them help. So, I mean, it's not good to do self-harm, but if they made it a law, that means they would have to either be fined or having to go to prison or jail, and then and you just can't really enforce it for a third reason. It's so sensitive topic, but I can see why you would question that, saying this should be illegal. But ultimately, it shouldn't, because when someone's at that state, we shouldn't make them worry about getting fined for thinking what they think, because that's that's unconstitutional. And they shouldn't be thrown into prison just because they hate themselves. What they need at that point is help. Like, they need legitimate help, and there are spiritual alternatives that they can find. And so if we were to make this a law, that's something you would do instead of throwing him in prison, or instead of giving him a fine, is you send them to like either some kind of therapy or like a religious experience of somehow, because that stuff can change your life and it can help you. I'm saying this with experience. I would not be where I'm at if God hadn't blessed me with all these people that I love. I'm talking friends, I'm talking my siblings, my parents. God has blessed me, and I wouldn't be where I'm at if it weren't for God. And because because God gave me the ability to turn around and to repent, I've been better ever since. It's been amazing. So should it be a law? Yes and no. Yes, because it shouldn't. I mean, it's just so damaging. And if it was a law, instead of finding them or sending to prison, we get them help. So there's my answer to that question. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really appreciate y'all watching. I I get uncomfortable when I get out of my comfort zone, but I'm so glad that I did, so all of y'all can like relate and stuff. And talking about like self-harm and stuff, I know that's super personal and like really sensitive. So I hope I approached it with care for y'all. I'm climbing out my comfort zone here, and I'm saying with experience, you'll be surprised what you find when you climb out your comfort zone. So make sure that you climb your comfort zone, make an impact in someone's life, day, week, month, year, whatever. Just try to get out there and experience it and get real. So I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you guys in the next video. The McGregor Kingdom out.